Will the Commanders move on from Sam Howell? They are currently the number 3 pick in the draft.
It's such a weird and sudden turn. It's like I'm so caught off guard saying this because if you took audio from me a few weeks ago, I'd sound ridiculous right now.
I don't think anyone saw this coming the way it did.
No, this is truly, in my opinion. I mean, really, this is unprecedented to me. I never saw a guy who was basically in his rookie year go from leading the league in passing yards and being up there in touchdowns. You know, everyone's raving about him. You got a guy. And then he just looks like a 5th string QB like 3 weeks in a row. And yes, I said 5th string. I know shit doesn't, you get my point. He's playing like a QB that's, I have no words. I mean, I've never seen, oh my God, yes, to like, what? And like, to compare him to like a receiver arc, maybe in a sense, almost like, well, kind of like what we saw in Christian Watson, but at least with Watson, there's like, we knew the injuries happened. It was more like you can attribute it to that. With Sam Howell, it's like, man, it's angering me how quickly he went from like, that's the guy to like, oh man, this guy can't play. But that's why I wanted to say my note is like, I wanted to ask you, do you think that this is just simply the result of him being terrified out there behind that atrocious O-line?
See, kind of. I also think it has to do with the fact of like, I don't want to say the line because honestly, he has a similar issue to Justin Fields where he tries to play hero ball. Like he just holds on to the ball for too long. And while I don't know what it is, honestly. Like, is it Bieniemy? Is it him? Because he was putting up like crazy numbers, and we've seen guys put up like crazy numbers, but he was doing it like game after game after game, and like he was the NFL passing leader for a little bit.
It was even for a couple weeks. Like that's what I'm saying. Where this is, I mean, I'm gonna keep using the word. To me personally, it is unprecedented, the fall off, and I think to the point where it's like he was doing it with minimal tools around him. But then now it makes no sense because then when he's folding, then Jacoby Brissett's coming in almost saving the day. Like what is happening?
I would like to see the Commanders win another game because my thing is like, why even put Brissett in there? Like, you know what you're getting with him. And like, if you're trying to lose and get a new quarterback, like it just doesn't make any sense. I don't understand the move. Like, I understand he's playing bad. And like, maybe he's a quarterback where they got enough tape on him and they know how to stop him. And if you remember, he was supposed to be a 1st round pick and then he fell to the 5th the next year. So it's like, maybe what everyone was seeing is like, oh, this is his downfall. Like this is his issue.
Well, again, we've known he's undersized. He's a lot of things that limit him, but he was just for so long, he was maximizing it. It has been very weird. And that's the thing is, even when I watch it on tape, I cannot pinpoint exactly what the issue is. The issue is just, the main thing is, regardless though, is that the O-line has always been bad, continues to be bad. I think if I had to lean towards one thing, it has to be just the confidence is losing every single week and just how much time he's going to have. But it's just this cataclysmic drop off. It's just, regardless, there's no way you can slice it up evenly. It makes no sense no matter what.
I see you have a note in here about Chris Rodriguez. Do you think that's something that people who are B-Rob fans should be concerned about?
I don't think if you're a B-Rob fan, you should be concerned about it. If you're an Antonio Gibson holder or anything along those lines, I think you should be concerned about it then. Because I think what you're looking at is you're probably looking at the 1-2 punch next year for the Commanders being B-Rob and C-Rod. B-Rob, C-Rod?
B-Rob, C-Rod.
Hey, we stay good up the nicknames on this show. So I think we're going to roll with that one for a while here. C-Rod out the backfield. But yeah, see, he's the bright spot for the Commanders for the past 5 weeks. At least ever since Sam Howell fell off, you got Chris Rodriguez Jr. coming in, bringing somewhat of a smile to your guys' face.
Yeah, he's I like watching him run. He's real. There's a lot of energy in his runs.
There is. And then also the last thing too about the Commanders real quick is, hey, look, Khaliki Hudson, past 2 weeks stepping in as a starter, 28 combined tackles. That's definitely another bright spot flying around there.
Let's see if the trend continues. Did the Commanders have a sack this game?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. How could I forget? No, yeah. Pull that up
we just have to discuss this before we move on to the Jets.
No, because that has been, far and away, though. And it's like, you can't
They had
attribute it to
0
this.
sacks.
You can't really attribute it to Sam Howell. But all I'm going to say is, ever since they got their pass rushers out the building, it had a cosmic effect on everything. Because that was the day Sam Howell started to fall off. Like it makes the Commanders are lacking
if
sense
the
in every
Commanders
direction.
can't get off the field, I mean, like the Jets put up 30 points.
No, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, bro, I have never seen a team like the Commanders in my life where there was substance on offense. There was, and then just like, they're not the same team at all.
No,
nothing about them.
Going on to the Jets.
They're a weird team.
2 of the last 3 weeks, 30 plus points for the offense.
Isn't that hilarious?
Breece Hall is sometimes non-existent, and then sometimes he reminds you why he was taken in the first round. And it's just like, why are you winning if you're the Jets right now? Why?
I'll give you the answer, because Salah and them are feeling the heat. But again, I don't know if you saw the reports that Woody Johnson then came out this week, or I'm sure they were, but then he came out this week and reaffirmed it that, hey, look, they're good. They're keeping their jobs. Everything's fine. But everyone says, what does that really mean? It means Hayrod came in the building and said,
these are
you
my
guys want me
guys.
back.
Yeah.
Those are the guys. Like,
I guess my thing though is like, you're playing yourself out of elite tackle territory.
No, I mean, like, but again, I get it from the perspective of like a guy like Salah and them. He's not going to take his foot off them. He's going to make sure they're out there ready to go every single week.
Yeah.
But I agree. Just like the Jets can look at from a few years ago, like that game against the Rams.
Oh my.
I mean, every year the Jets almost juice themselves at this point. And if you're
that's
a Jets
kind of how it feels with New England.
you've got it. I mean, if you're a Jets fan, you got to be tired of that, right? It's like, if we're going to suck, just suck. Like, what is with this? I mean, I'm getting mad about it. I get it, with no affiliation to these fuckers. And it's making me mad. And I didn't even think about it till just now. But if I was watching the Jets, I would be so livid with what's transpiring. You're like, wait, we could have been this team, but we weren't when it mattered. And now you guys want to be this team? Yay, round of applause.
I mean, there's a realistic chance that, the week 18 game, New England and New York, like, at that point, you're just playing for draft stock. And it's like, who wants a low? And like, that's a game to me, New England wins and completely removes themselves from the quarterback conversation.
You can just see Belichick like smirking himself on the sideline. And then he gets in the car and he's like, wait a minute. Fuck. He's like,
it's going to be a shit show.
It wasn't it.
It's going to be a shit show. Well, the Jets, wow, what a turn of events for what, like, I think everybody thought this season was going to be for them.
How about this? We'll say this was the game of two teams that have made no sense this year. The Nonsense Bowl.